I want you guys to know something. Hail Mary was my favorite movie of the year. Till this one. Alright, Disclosure Day. Seems to be the latest controversial movie. I say that because everybody that I've seen seems to dislike this movie, except the reviewer I trust the most, but I'm not going to say who that is. Everybody I've seen seems to not like this movie. I like this movie. I actually love this movie. If you can tell from the intro, it's my favorite movie of the year so far. What's the premise of the movie? We've made first contact, and people know that, and the select few people think that the world has the right to know that, and a different select group of people feel like that information needs to be repressed at all costs, and that's your central conflict of the movie. There's more going on there, but much like a movie like Inception is my gold standard for movie, by the way. Much like Inception, I think that you're best served not being given too much information going into the movie. The acting is great. I know that's going to sound vague. Particularly Colin Firth as the villain. He's not the next Thanos or, nothing like that. But he's a great villain for this movie. And he goes on an interesting arc, albeit a little rushed by the time we come to the end of it. Emily Blunt specifically is kind of the standout performance in this movie. Wyatt Russell's in it for a little bit. This is John Walker. Honestly, this could be John Walker in between Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the Thunderbolts. Josh O'Connor, I think his name is, as our male lead. He's really good. Like, he's really the one who gets this kicked off. He's Emily Blunt's character is like the catalyst for the audience, I want to say, because she's the one who's experiencing the sci-fi side of this movie. Josh O'Connor is the exposition side of the movie. He has all the information. Coleman Domingo is great. He's having a pretty solid year. He got to be in Michael Jackson. Now he's in this. I think he was in something else too, but it's not coming to mind at the moment. Solid moments of tension, which I don't know if I expected that. There are some intense scenes. Now, we do run into a little bit of a stormtrooper or incompetent soldier type issues during some of the chases where our characters get out of a bind that I don't feel like they should have been able to get out of, like shots that were missed that shouldn't have been missed, or just general cornered in moments where they're like, what, did you just drive straight and that worked? That shouldn't have worked. But it is what it is. And one moment in particular with the train I felt like I was watching Mission Impossible movie, is the best I can put it. I was watching that and I was like, I am glued to my seat and I'm gripping the thing like really hard, like the armrest. The criticism I'm hearing, there's two main criticisms I'm hearing. One, I'm hearing that this movie's a little late. That's like out of touch. The people would not particularly care about aliens because of everything that's going on in the world, like if the government confirmed, blah, blah, blah. All right, listen, here's my take on that. I know there's a lot of talk about the UFO files and all that and blah, blah, blah. The fact of the matter is, if the news was stopped right now and we saw real life footage of aliens, and we knew for certain, like I know a lot of people believe it, but I'm saying like we saw the footage, they made first contact, and here we are with aliens just right in front of us, that would be world-changing news. No matter how apathetic people might be, no matter how cynical they might be right now because of the state of the world, blah, blah, blah. I refuse to believe that if legitimate aliens actually showed up for the world to see, the guys would be like, we got more stuff going on. We got the president, we got that. I just don't believe that. The other point of controversy is the comment Steven Spielberg, the director, made about what this movie would do to Christian folk. If this movie threatens your faith, one of two things is going on here. One, you were improperly taught based on like what the Bible says and what our relationship with the larger cosmos should be. Two, your faith is quite weak. There's nothing in this movie that should make them feel like their religion is under attack. The movie does not do that. I don't know if Steven Spielberg meant that by what he said. A lot of people took that from it, from what I see. In fact, the central question that they bring up in that regard is a pretty baby's first theological debate question. and it offers an answer rather early. That might be the one major flaw I have with the movie, that the central premise of like whether people can handle first contact and the information that we have indeed had first contact, and the way they answer that question in regards to faith actually rips the wind out of the tension of that question altogether. This is one of those times where a more caricature, spoof version of a, or stereotypical version of a Christian might have been useful. But I like that this movie is more just about the logistics of it, like the conversation between the characters about this information and what it means and what it could mean and what it would do to the world, and not necessarily the razzle dazzle of the aliens and their technology and everything like that, because it actually makes it more in line with a faith-based conversation. Is it a little long? Yeah, it's a little long. But I didn't feel the length as much as I thought I would. I think it's paced pretty well. So yeah, I'd say see it. Now we're coming up on summer movie season, so you know you got Toy Story coming out, and Furious just came out, and Supergirl's coming out, and He-Man just came out. Like there's a lot that's coming out like right on top of each other. So I totally understand if Disclosure Day falls through the cracks, particularly after what you've heard about the movie. But I would implore you, if you can find a way to make it happen, give it a shot. I think this movie is very, very good. All right, cool. Emily Blunt has a promising future in counseling. $30 for one session. She can tell you exactly what's wrong with you, where it stems from, and what you should do about it, and you're out. Sign me up.